What is up, my bodyweight warriors? Welcome back to episode number 2 of the Movement 101 series. Last week we went through getting started and I gave you a bunch of routines as well as links to PDFs, and I will link to that video in the description down below. This week we're going to be talking about the 6 basic human positions. So the positions are standing, squatting, kneeling, on all fours or quadruped, sitting and lying. So you're probably thinking, cool, well done Tom, what relevance does this have? Well, these positions and their variations of are essentially all the positions of human movement. I'm going to give you a drill, which in full disclosure, I did not come up with. It was introduced to me by the man Emmett Lewis when I interviewed him in London for our tour, which as well I'll link to the interview. It's a really good interview, about 40 minutes long. Basically demonstrated this drill as a way for getting people to think more right brain, more creatively, more intuitively when it comes to movement and transitioning out of different positions, which is often the thing that people struggle with most when it comes to movement training. They can get the positions and they can get the individual exercises, but when it comes to linking them together and transitioning between the two, that's where people often get lost. So what today's drill is essentially coming up with as many different ways as possible for transitioning between all of these 6 positions. It kind of has endless possibilities, but it's a really great drill for getting in that right brain, having a little bit of play, and really exploring what you can do. As I said, we have those basic 6 positions, but there is many different variations of standing, of squatting, of kneeling, being quadruped, of lying, etc. There's many different ways you can be in those positions, and there's also many different ways of getting into those positions. And that's kind of what this drill is all about. So I understand that you may be a little bit stuck as to where you start with this exercise. So what I'm going to do is at the end of this video, I'm going to just run through some brief examples and I'll throw that up at the end as just a starting point. But I'm also going to post on the Bodyweight Warrior Facebook group, which is linked down below. I don't know if you're noticing the theme here. And in that group, there'll be a thread, and it would be great if people start posting their attempts at this drill on that thread. And then that way it gives people ideas and it shares some information, and then people can try out different ideas and then add to it. And hopefully through that, there'll be a bunch of different variations that you can go and look at to get started. Maybe spend 10, 20 minutes on this at the beginning of a session and just play, think about it differently. So I'm going to spend now 5 minutes just playing with that and doing a few different variations. And here are some of the things I came up with.
Chuki beat.
But that is it for this week, guys. If you have any questions about today's video or the series in general, leave a comment down below. While you're down there, also, if you have any suggestions of what you'd like me to cover in this series for movement, this is very much a co-design series. If you have anything you want to learn, leave a comment down below and I'll do my best to include it in this series. If you just enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up button and support the channel. You can also support the channel by grabbing yourself a Bodyweight Warrior t-shirt, which is also linked down below in the description with everything else I've talked about in today's video. But that has been it for this week, guys. Have a strong, movement-friendly week. Peace.